Hey guys, so today I wanted to show you a bit about the variance, what some people call actual versus theoretical. We do this for both food and beverage. In this example, I'm going to give a classic beverage example. So if you think about it, most restaurants that have some type of liquor or wine, that's where most of the money is made. Margins are just better. That's just the way it is. But having said that, it's also where most of the money is lost and where there's a big opportunity. So usually when we work with restaurants, we like to tackle the beverage side first because there's so much upside right away. And then when they're ready, they add the food. Having said that, if you haven't watched this video, I'm going to link it here. But the point is this video, we go into a bar, we pick one product, which was Hendrick's. We scan all the Hendrick's, the open bottles, we place on the scale so we know exactly what's left down to the ounce. Like you can see here, 6.6 ounces left in that one bottle. Once we counted all the Hendrick's, we left. They opened for business that evening. We came back the next day, counted the Hendrick's again. And because we are integrated with their point of sale, we got a variance report. So by doing one product, one day, we caught 7 ounces of losses, and that was just off one product, one random night. So obviously you can extrapolate that over a week, over a month, over a year. And instead of one product, what about their top 5? What about their top 10? What about all their products, right? And so this segues me into our variance reporting. So really in that video, I picked one product and it's just to show you the power of Whisk. But once you actually start using Whisk fully and you're doing inventories of all your products, this is what the variance page looks like. So number one, it'll tell you your overall losses. So how much money was lost cost-wise. You'll also see your total sales for that period. You'll see your consumption, and then you'll see what the variance loss was. So the retail value, I should say. So cost-wise was $1.62, meaning if you lost X amount of this and Y amount of that, what's the cost value? But what's the retail value is like the potential sales. So they missed out on $520 worth of sales on that 1 week. So looking at it, what I love about this report is it gives you kind of a top-down approach. We start off by the high-level metrics of like, hey, you consumed $3,700 worth of alcohol, you sold this much. So right away, it gives you an idea of the cost. It's roughly a 30% if you look at or 37 if you look at consumption divided by sales. It gives you your losses right away at the cost level and at the retail level. But if you start zooming in, you can now go by category and then, or what we call family, then category, and then the actual item. So what I love doing is looking at the family first, or what some people call category. So the idea is like beer, liquor, wine. For each one, I like to look at what was the difference between the consumption and the sales, right? And so in this case, what I'll look at is maybe just the cost percentage target and see how much we're off. So this is pretty tight. This is just a bit off 2%, and this one's a bit off too. It's about 3%. So over here on the variance page, what I love to see right here is just how much money was lost cost-wise and what that represented in potential in retail value. It's then broken down by family. So in this case, it's beer, liquor, wine. On the food side, it might be like protein, produce, that type of stuff. Then you can go more granular and go to the category level. So for any single category, you can see what is the actual dollar amount lost in cost and in retail values. So for example, if I look at red wine, I can see $120 was lost cost. That's $300 retail. And I see there's a big discrepancy with the actual cost percentage, 61, and the target. So I might want to go into red wine. If I go here, it'll automatically sort by the top 10, and surprise, surprise, one of the top 10 happens to be a red wine. It's this Robert Mondavi. It shows me a variance percentage, and it shows me how much we're off. So we actually lost 7.5 bottles, which represents $120 cost. Now, what's super neat is that you can actually click on this detail report, and what it does is opens up this page. What I love about this page is you can go down to the specifics. So variance is telling, okay, we sold 7.5 bottles worth. Let's see how much, but we consumed 15. So we sold, punched in a glass of wine here, a glass of wine there, maybe some bottles of wine. If you add all those sales up, it equaled 7.49, so basically 7.5 bottles. But if I look at what was used, counted my inventory, counted again, it was 15 used, missing. So that means there's a variance of 7.5 bottles. Now, the usage, what's neat is on this page, it shows you how it's calculated. It says you started off with 11.5 bottles, you happen to receive a case of 12, and you ended off with 8.5. So that's where you get the consumption. And the sales, if you want to open it up, again, just to show you how detailed it goes, it'll show you what was sold. In this case, no bottles were sold. It was just glasses, but 38 glasses of 5-ounce glasses of wine. So this is the full calculation. It compares that beginning inventory plus purchases minus ending, which is consumption, and then it compares that with anything that was sold that had that recipe, which in this case just is 38 glasses. So that's how you get the variance. So the beauty about this is without having to break your head, you have the exact calculations, right? Let's take another one. This champagne, 3.16 bottles sold, but 4 consumed. So you're off by 84% of a bottle. That's $46 cost, 85 retail. Okay, but I'm curious, how did they calculate this? Well, let's see. On the consumption side, you had 8 bottles, you received 6, so that means you had 14, and you ended off with 10. Great, so you consumed 4. On the sales side, apparently, you sold 16 champagne 5-ounce glasses, which equals 3.16 units. So we're comparing this with this, and that's where you get your variance. So I love this report because you can go granular and then you can talk to your staff and you can bring these things down because this is money in your pocket. So again, I recommend on the dashboard, we're focused on the variance page. Look at it at a high level, see if there's a problem. If there is a problem, you could see it at the family level. You could zoom in at the category level. You could even just focus on the top 10. But if you want to go granular and see everything, you click on the detailed variance report and you could literally see any item you have in stock, what the variance was for that item. Feel free to check out WISK.ai for more resources and schedule a demo with one of our product specialists to see if it's a fit for you.